Colt, 2 for 48 on 3rd and long this year. It's an astounding statistic, and I know it's a difficult thing to convert, but could you talk about the challenges when it's 3rd and long and what just hasn't been there for this team to make that happen?
Yeah, that's a good first question. That's 3rd and long is a hard down to convert on, no matter what offense you're playing in. And, the statistics, to be a good offense, I think you want to convert around 25-30% of those, right? So we're obviously below that, and we've got to get better. I think the thing you can help yourself with is not staying in 3rd and longs all the time. I felt like in the first half last week, we just stayed in 3rd and long, 3rd and long, 3rd and long. It was hard to find a way to convert. And, the first time we did convert on 3rd and 10, we went down and scored a touchdown. So when you can convert, it gives you some momentum. And, it's certainly something that we'll be aware of at practice this week and continue to work on that.
Colt, Jay said the other day that he's concerned about Pierre's role in the offense because he hasn't gotten as many catches as you guys would like. What kind of things can you do to make sure that you're getting the ball in his hands?
I just think we have to communicate as best as we can. I'm certainly with Jay and in agreement with Jay that we need to get Pierre the ball as much as we can. I remember the first completion I had on this team was to Pierre for a touchdown that, was pretty much all him. He made a tremendous play. So I believe in Pierre. I think he's a great receiver. I think he's an asset for us on our football team, and we can continue to find ways to get him involved.
He's only had more than 3 catches twice since week 4. What are defenses doing generally to take him out of the game?
It's easy for defenses to, game plan one way or other who they're going to take away. Maybe they roll over Deshaun and man the X backside, and a lot of our concepts and plays, we just got to be more aware of where Pierre is. How can we be creative in getting him the football and, get him, he's always involved in the game plan. It's just a matter of staying protected and finding him throughout the progressions.
In your 2 starts, the first half's not as good as you probably like second half. Why do you think that it's been like that? Is it a matter of maybe just a little bit of rust in inactivity, or you just get into rhythm in the second half? What do you think goes on there?
Yeah, maybe a little rust. I can't put my finger on it, but I certainly would like to start a little faster. Not just me, I think everybody. I felt like we were kind of flat, I guess, coming out in the beginning of the game. When you get a turnover, it's nice to get a touchdown instead of a field goal. So, we just, maybe our approach this week is we do a little bit more, things that we feel like we'll do earlier in the game. I'm not sure. I'm not going to get too worried about it, but I am in agreement with you that we need to try to start a little bit faster.
Jay talked about tempo and things like that with guys going back and forth to the huddle and things like that. What can you do to help the tempo and flow of the offense work better?
Yeah, I just think maybe we can work on that in practice this week. Getting guys in and out of the huddle, getting lined up. I felt like last week, early in the game, that I wasn't getting the call in until 20 to 25 seconds, and getting everybody to the line and trying to see the defense and make my adjustments at the line of scrimmage, on the road. That's just tough to do. And I felt like in the second half we got better and better at it. And we were able to operate and do some things at the line of scrimmage that helped us get in more of a flow as far as the game went. So, whether we kind of speed it up in practice this week or, I'm not sure. I think playing at home may help a little bit. But, I certainly need to get out of the huddle a little bit quicker so we can see the looks that the defense is going to give us. And that's key for us this week. I mean, St. Louis has a great defense. They have the last several years. I know I played in their division last year, and it was always a headache. Those guys come at you from all different directions. They got a great front four who can get pressure on the passer, and then their blitz packages on third downs are probably best in the league. So we certainly have our hands full with him this week.
Colt, on the flip side from Pierre, Jordan Reed was getting the ball like a magnet last week. His career so far has been pretty frustrating because he's missed so much time. When he's healthy, what do you think you have in that tight end?
Yeah, Jordan is a tremendous athlete. He's got great hands and good ball skills, and I like throwing to him for sure. I think with him in the lineup and on the field, we can see coverages a little bit better. Who's guarding Jordan? Is it a safety, a linebacker? Are they keeping a corner on him? He's a great player to have, a good asset to have, and he's continuing to get better every time he gets on the field.
Colt, when you started against Dallas, you didn't know if you would play anymore after that. Knowing that you're going to get your second start in a row and that you'll probably finish the season out as the starter here, how does that change your comfort level with your preparation and just mentally knowing that you're going to get a chance each and every week to go out there?
Yeah, well, I think, again, I don't want to look too far ahead. I'm just focused on this week. But with each start, I think naturally you gain a little more confidence. You gain a little bit more of a leadership role on the team. And, you just have to continue to focus that way. I feel like that's the only way to go for me is, I'm in the lineup, I'm starting, and it's my job to go out and lead our football team on Sundays. So a little bit more vocal at practice and just continuing to play the best football I can play. There's some things I can clean up. I think there's some things that as an offense we can certainly clean up in a lot of different areas. And hopefully we can, make some adjustments this week and come up with a good game plan for the Rams.
You've been a part of winning teams your whole life before you ended up in Cleveland. You're part of a couple losing seasons there. What lessons did you take from that maybe now you apply about keeping spirits up and keeping at it even in the midst of a losing season?
Yeah, it's not a fun place to be sometimes, unfortunately, but that's the cards we're dealt right now, and that's the cards I was dealt stepping into this position playing quarterback. But my dreams and goals don't change. I want to be a starter in this league, and I have that opportunity right now. So I think the biggest thing for us is come together as a unit and make these last 4 games the best games we can possibly play. Let's go out there and compete. Let's play hard. And we have a great football team in the Rams coming here on Sunday, and if we're not ready, they're going to get after us. So I think everyone knows what's at stake, and we just have to continue to find a way to get a win. That's our only goal right now.
Colt, you mentioned the Rams defense a few minutes ago. Their pass rush has really been on fire the past few weeks. Is that the biggest concern for you going into this game?
Yeah, I think their ability to rush the passer with their front four is obviously tops in the league. You turn on the tape, and the Broncos is one of the best offenses, and they put up 7 points against them. So, for me as a quarterback, watching Peyton or watching all the other guys play against them, that certainly opens your eyes, and they'll get heat on the passer. But their blitz packages are also unique. They come at you from all different directions. They'll bring safeties. They'll bring corners. They'll bring guys out of the secondary all the time. And, you look at their defense, they've got a lot of first and second rounders. Their defense is playing at a high level. They've got good players. They've got great talent. So we understand how good they are, and it's going to take a good week of preparation for us to be ready for them.
Coach, you talked about when you're 3-9, it's hard. You want to make every game the best that it possibly can be, and we hear that from 3-9 football teams every year. How hard is it though to sort of play that out when you get on the field and you're losing again, and it's like, oh, here we go again? I just wonder, how difficult is it when you're 3-9, things aren't going well, and it sort of starts to steamroll a little bit to keep guys' heads in it?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but I think this locker room is full of guys with a lot of pride, and like I mentioned earlier, the most important thing for us is these next 4 games. I know Jay is evaluating all of us. I know our organization is evaluating all of us, and I think we all know that. So for us, we just have to approach it 1 week at a time and do everything we can in our ability to finish this season, as best we can, finish it the right way, and I know the guys in that locker room will come together that way and finish strong.
You mentioned maybe a little bit of a delay in the play call coming in, especially on the road. Is there other, instruction, communication from Jay and Sean, chatter, going on to you, instruction in the headset during plays, and maybe is that part of the delay or part of the confusion that you guys have had a lot of this year?
No, I don't necessarily think that's the problem. I feel like Jay and Sean do a pretty good job of getting me the play. I just think we need to get back to the huddle a little quicker, line up a little quicker, and against a team like St. Louis or a team like Indy last week who makes some adjustments, they stem, they rotate the safeties. If we can get up to the line of scrimmage and let me see the big picture and let me audible and change the protections and do the things that I need to do with a little bit of extra time, I think that makes my life a lot easier and the offensive line's job a lot easier too. So I think that's probably more so kind of the urgency that we're trying to have this week.
Colt, we heard from Jay, we've heard from your teammates about why they think you're the best quarterback on this team right now, or at least the best choice. We've never heard from you. Why do you think you're the best choice here for the Redskins?
Well, that decision is not my decision. First of all, it's I don't get paid enough money for that. But I just, I want to compete. I want to play hard. I want to play fast. I want to distribute the football. I want to make good decisions. I want to be a good leader. I want to be a good communicator. I think all those things is what Jay's looking for, and I just go out there and each day at practice, each day in meetings, in the locker room, just be the best I can be the best quarterback I can be, and overall, I guess that's what Jay decided to go with. But Robert has been great. Kirk has been outstanding. I think there's 3 really good quarterbacks in our room, and I'm proud to be playing right now. Right.
In case you didn't know, obviously I'm here promoting the Tackle Diabetes game with the American Diabetes Association. We're trying to raise awareness of type 2 diabetes, and it affects a lot of people. Obviously, it affected myself and with my grandfather. So I'm just up here trying to help spread the word. Well, my grandfather died at an early age with type 2 diabetes, and I wasn't able to establish that grandfather-grandson relationship that I wanted to, because he was my only grandfather that I knew of. My mom, she didn't know her father, so he was the only grandfather figure that I had, and we lost him real early in my life to type 2 diabetes.
Trent, what do you and American Diabetes Association hope to accomplish specifically besides just education? Is there a goal? Is there, or what exactly are you guys trying to get?
We're really we want to just bring light to the topic of, type 2 diabetes. It affects 30 million Americans every year, and with us having the platform that we have, and with me being a bigger guy and being an offensive lineman, which we're encouraged to carry excess weight, to let folks know that after football, that I really had to focus on eating healthy and staying active. Obviously, meet with a physician all the time, to going over and basically getting myself checked up, because I have a family history with it. So that's basically what it is. We're just trying to raise awareness, and me having been affected by it, I felt like it was a perfect opportunity for me.
Trent, so oftentimes with this disease, people's quality of life degrades, and it's not pretty. Is that something that you saw in your grandfather's, personal situation? Is that something you can sort of, if you're comfortable with it, kind of talking about it? What was that like to see that?
Yeah, it was. It was devastating to me being young and being a part of athletics. My grandfather was never able to come watch me play because he was so frequently sick, and had to stay in the house, and with complications from diabetes, and we always had to go over and visit him, and it was kind of a sight that no little kid would want to be a part of. Just real sick, very weak, unable to be active at times. So I mean, me being a young kid, I noticed I didn't have any type of awareness of what diabetes was. I just seen my grandfather suffering whenever I seen him.
You talked about after football, losing weight or working out, whatever, staying in shape. Are you really self-conscious and aware of it now because you are younger and you do have to have a bigger body? And what steps do you take to make sure that that's not something that develops?
You got to pay attention to what you put in your body. I was taught that you only get out what you put into yourself. So, obviously I'm going to have to watch my intake as far as food-wise and make healthy decisions. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to just sit up on the couch, after 10 years of football, 12 years of football, however long, and just, be a couch potato. Obviously, I'm going to still have to get out and be active because, I'm raising 2 daughters of my own, and I want them to lead a healthy life. So I know I will have to be a good example.
Trent, what was your grandfather's name, and when did he? How old were you when he passed?
His name was John L. Hawkins, and I was in elementary school, so I'm not sure my age. I know it was right before I went to middle school. Uh, 62. 62, yeah. That's it, yeah.